On the previous video, I went through the pot that we made for the Calathea repot, and I have done most of the cleaning of the dead leaves and the ones that are damaged already uh, from my collection. It might look like a lot, but this is about 6 to 8 months worth of cleaning. Calatheas have a tendency to like hold on to the dead leaves so they can pile up in time. So now I'm gonna bring them in and we're gonna clean them one by one with water, rinse them off real well. Not only get rid of any dust, but we're also gonna get rid of any pests that way. So let's bring them over first. Okay, so we're gonna do this in 3 takes. I'm gonna have the tall ones to the side at the end, but the first batch is gonna be this, and then I'm gonna do a second batch that I still have inside. What I'm doing here is basically just removing them from the existing pot. You see they still have that plug that I was talking to. This one is going to be replanted because you see there's it has roots coming out on the bottom already, and this is the original soil that it came in. So let's do this one. Not only is good for like to rinse off any dust, this one like the most concern is dust, but you can see there might be a couple of millibugs around here in the Calatheas. They like to hover around the beginning of the leaves, and sometimes underneath. But a good rinse off will get rid of a lot of that. Once I repot them in the new mix, I'm gonna use a systematic insecticide because they are inside. The setting I like to use for this, right here, there's a better example. Where is it? Which stem did I just saw? That's a clear example right there on that stem of mealybugs. So the setting that I like to use on my sprayer is a mist because it has more pressure, but not too much pressure that will damage the leaves. And then if you can, like, turn it over a little bit. You can also do this in the tub or in the shower. Now, if you have hard water, just so the salts of the hard water don't get on the soil, and your tap water is hard, you can still do this by applying a plastic bag, and use a rubber band to contain that and avoid to get the soil wet or the mix wet with tap water that has too many salts for it. I've done a major cleaning of all of them, but you see there's a few that have some trimming, but in general, like if the leaves are too damaged, I just take them off. So this is one. After this, in the next video, where I'm gonna be shining the leaves, and I'm gonna explain why. And on that video, I'm gonna tell you about the name of every of my Calatheas. This spray will get rid of not only like mealybugs, but spider mites, any like fungus gnat eggs, even if you get to rinse off some of the soil. But this for me works when it comes to the amount of force that is needed to get rid of anything that is hovering around the leaves. Of course, in the next video, when I do the leaf shining, we'll finish there. If there's anything left, that will take care of it. Right now, I'm going to attach a little video right here that is showing this plant, because here I have two different type of Calatheas, and this one was heavily attacked by mealybugs. So I'm going to show a little video of that. As you can see now, they were going crazy on this plant. As you can see there's two types of Calatheas right here. For example, this is one that is going to go in the new pot. This one is from IKEA. This plant was huge, but it started decaying, and I believe the problem is going to be in the soil. If you watch the repot video later on, you might discover that together with me. Eventually later on in the channel, in the upcoming episodes and upcoming months, I will be addressing each particular plant on the spotlight series. In the next segment of the video, I'm going to show you a big failure that I have with a bigger orbifolia that it got lost in the crowd. This past winter I left her outside thinking that, you know, being bigger was going to be able to handle it, but she proved me wrong. That's why it's always good to have a backup, so you don't have to go and like purchase another one. Probably during the repots of some of this, I will be making some divisions to make new plants of them. Because Calatheas are Calatheas themselves, like, or how they are now, Geopertias, are only propagated by division. Moranthas you can do by cuttings, but Calatheas, Senanthes, and Stromantes are only by division. The other issue that I have, and the reason that I use systematic for indoors, fungus gnats. So my main issue indoors are fungus gnats and mealybugs. Once in a while, I'll have some spider mites, but that's it. Now, when it comes to the outdoors, the plants outdoors right now, the biggest issue is caterpillars, which I've been treating the plants with. And the other one is some aphids here and there. All right, so now this one was sitting a little bit in too much water, but I don't see any root rot. As you can see, it's not rotting or anything, but that water sitting made it a little over water, and it got damaged from that. Because I've been looking and analyzing like on the leaves, even with a microscope, and I haven't seen any pests, not even mealybugs on this one. But sometimes there's stuff in the soil, like there are mealybugs that are soil mealybugs, and there are other pests in the soil that can make the leaves to lose nutrition and not be able to photosynthesize well. Now, Calatheas are quite delicate, so I don't leaf shine every variety of them. Uh, but for that, you're gonna have to subscribe. So when I get that video up, you get a notification and find out what are the differences in my experience. So this is a baby one. In the last segment, you're gonna see my bigger one, and the effects of the salt air that happens on these plants between the inside and outside. Now, this is what I'm talking about when it comes to like they love to hang on to like dead leaves. So this one I didn't take absolutely everything off, but because this one is gonna get transplanted and divided and everything in between, in the next step I'm gonna take care of that. But this one has like mealybugs in them. Now, if you're indoor and this isn't an option, the best way to get rid of mealybugs is with a cotton swab and dip into alcohol and go at it. Be patient with that. Now, if you don't have the patience or the time to do that, you can get up a water bottle and do half alcohol and half water. Spray them out real good on your kitchen sink. And I think leave it up for 15 minutes and then rinse it off right there. Although if you can rinse it off in the kitchen sink, you might be able to do this. But sometimes the plants get too big, and that in small places is not an option. Again, I do this once every 6 months, like not all the time. This one is definitely ready to be transplanted. I want to show you a baby one that I have of this one that I have there in the propagation. But it's been set also in its transplant because it's having roots coming out of the pot. That one is also a white fusion. Now, this is one that's been attacked the most uh, by the mealybugs, and it's starting growing in a peculiar pattern because the middle stalk died and hasn't grown back yet. This one was also from IKEA. But see, it's getting taller and now bushy. Now I don't know how to make Calatheas bushy about if streaming or anything, because look how long is this stalk and like where the little bunch of leaves are coming out, and they don't propagate by cutting. So if you do know, please let me know down in the comments. Mealybugs in general like to get in the little crevices there where the stem separates or emerges, depending on your philosophical bent. So make sure to get those well. Now, in here I have a smaller version of the pot that we made in the last video. And of course, like, I'm gonna use it as well. I haven't prepared it yet, but it's gonna have the same um, approach that I did on the last one. This one was definitely ready uh, for transplant. One of the things that I'm going to address are these little fertilizer yellow and green balls. So again, if you're curious about their name specifications and such, I'm going to address that in the next episode. To finish this episode, I'm going to give you a little pan of the Marantas, because I have a couple of Marantas behind me, and I have a couple of Marantas there in an arrangement behind the camera with a couple of Stromantes and Sinantes. So with that, that will be, I believe, like most of, or actually my whole collection of the Marantia genus, which include all of them. I'm gonna break it down in the leaf shine, and let's go to the last segment of this video. All right, so this is the last segment of it, and my battery's running out, so I better hurry. This is my other orbifolia. Now, I've seen it like this before. It might be semi-dormant because it's still not super hot in here. So I'm not going to toss it or anything of the sort. I'm just going to leave it be and see what happens. Now, when it comes to the other ones, I'm going to be like rinsing them off, like I did one by one, and put them behind the camera. Now, here on the side, you can see that I have a silver band and a lemon lime marantha, and the trio star Stromanthe with the magic Stromanthe, and the Stenanthe bulburanta, or the golden mosaic, I think it is. I don't know what I'm talking about names, but those are the ones that are there. And let's move on to the rinsing of these other ones. When I have a red maranta over here. Also, the ones that are like back there, there's a red maranta and like a rabbit's foot. I have another rabbit's foot over there, but see, now that the sun is hitting them, because it gets hit by the sun for a little bit here. I don't want to wet the leaves because they get burned that way. But let's rinse. So the gimbal ran out of battery. I don't know how much I got in there, but just in case, here are the other Marantas that I have. You see, I haven't cleaned them. This is what I was talking about, of like they uh, longing and holding to their dead leaves. The Marantas do the same thing. And then look at this. See, like, even when they completely brown, they still hold on to them. So these are my other Calatheas, uh, the Marantas that I have here, the ones that I have back in the back, and I have another one in that little corner that you probably seen in the other video. And these are the two Stromantes that I have. So we'll address that also on the leaf shine, because I need a little cleaning. This, for example, have not been cleaned at all. Like, as you can see, the difference. Now, let's finish rinsing this. And in case you're using check that you notice, that's my other failure, which is the orbifolia. But it's been like that before, and then suddenly starts growing. Now, it might be because it's not yet too very hot in here, but we'll wait and see before we toss it. Now this because it's outside, they tend to get more of this treatment and being rinsed. Let me adjust the camera. Um, but now that we're doing this video, what I don't do is this, is do a rinse underneath, which is where the bugs tend to get. I didn't see when I was trimming this one earlier, I didn't see any bugs, but still, it's good to do once in a while. This one needs to be water, so it's lighter to lift it up. But if this is something that you can do, let's say like once a month, if you have a smaller collection, this is something that will keep the pests away, because you either that or like do like a little Swiffer duster to remove bugs. Is another efficient way to do that. This one also I had a little neglected, but I had it over there in that corner, and it was doing better. But because over there I have all of the bromeliads and everything, like it was getting like basically like water every day, and I should have just changed the pot into something that had drainage instead of self-watering like this one. So I move it to the back there. That's where I'm having right now. The only issue is that that wall is holding the air or the wind that has the salt, but that one is getting all of it. So I believe that's the reason that there's having more of a drying of the edges, because I don't see any other issues but that. And I mean, here's like the humidity right now. Let me like double check. It's not reading properly, but I'm gonna say, according to the other barometer, is 72. So it's a good amount of humidity for Calatheas. This is another one of those leaves. Look at how attached this is. Like if you don't cut it, it will not come off. There's a couple of more into the jungle that need to be like cut off. But now, and last but not least, now I have a question for you, because some call this a I believe it's a Senanthe, because that's a Senanthe as well, but that I believe is the compact star, and I don't know if this one is the ambergris or that one is the ambergris, because I know that one of these are actually a Calathea called gray star, but I'm not sure, because this one, like I think the Calathea actually is called fishbone, not gray star. One of these is the gray star. So the Calathea fishbone, I have the feeling that it's gonna be like a little thicker leaf instead of a thinner one like this. But if you know the difference, please let me know. So that is it for now. In this episode, I'm gonna let them dry out, and after that, in the next episode, I'm gonna do the leaf shine and the identification one by one. The ones that are like in the bigger pots, I'm gonna bring you to them and talk about them. So talk to you in the next one. Bye.